What's up everyone? The HOH has made their nominations and they have nominated one of their closest allies as the game dwindles down to its last few players. The odds are getting shorter, the stakes are getting higher, and the next few weeks promise to be absolute chaos. So welcome to your live feed update. Right before we get started folks, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you are new around here, and also hit the bell icon to get notified every single time a new upload goes live. And whilst you're at it, you might as well hit the like button guys, please. Jumping straight into the HOH nominations, guys. HOH Cody has nominated Christmas alongside one of his closest allies, Tyler. So this is obviously something that quite a few people expected, but I don't think Tyler expected it so much. But obviously now we are down to the final six. Every single player in the house gets a chance to play for their safety in the veto competition. So it doesn't really matter if you're the HOH at this point. Obviously it's nice to have a bit of power and a bit of safety, but if you can win that veto, you're keeping yourself safe for the week, or you can keep somebody else safe for the week. So you've got a lot of leverage when it comes down to that. And also you can't do a backdoor at this point because there's only 6 players, so everyone does play in the veto competition, so everybody has a chance to save their lives, and I do think everyone there is capable to win the veto. Obviously Nicole hasn't won a single comp yet, but I think we know Nicole, she lays low for quite a lot of the game, then wins comps at the end, so she may just do that, but I think Tyler and Christmas have a very good chance of winning the veto, and things may just not go to Cody's plans this week. Immediately after the nomination ceremony, Christmas and Tyler were saying that they're going to try to win the veto as much as they can as possible, but obviously they don't feel too much pressure because they said even if Enzo or Memphis wins, that they would take one of the nominees off the block, and I think it could be likely, but I think Enzo will throw the comp because Enzo doesn't need to put himself into a scenario in which he needs to save one of the noms because he's shown both of the nominees that he's tight with them, but I don't think he really wants to show his card, so he can happily throw that. Memphis would obviously be put in a bit of a predicament, but I think he can put trust in the fact that he wants to go at the end with Cody, and even though he's shown to be quite close with Christmas, I'm pretty sure he's happy with letting Christmas go over Tyler, and I think Memphis would likely leave the noms the same, but again, he's another one I think could throw it because he doesn't need to put himself in that predicament. Nicole probably won't win the competition, and Tyler or Christmas probably have a chance to win it. Cody's probably going to try and do it to keep the nominations the same, but I think for sure things could be changed up this week, especially if Cody doesn't win the comp, but I think it's really going to show cards if Enzo or Memphis wins. It will be very interesting to see what they would do, but again, I'm going to conclude on the fact that I don't think they're going to try and win because it would expose the game way too much, unless they want to go on a power trip and just want to win a comp for the sake of winning a comp. Cody has told Nicole that there's a very high chance if one of the nominees comes down that Memphis will find himself on the block. Now, obviously, this is really helping Enzo's game because he is still yet to be nominated, and also Nicole is not going up no matter what. So it's I think both of them in a great position with Cody, and Cody's not going to do the old switcheroo on them and try to get them out. I think Cody really wants to go to the final 3 with Nicole and Enzo and take Nicole to the final 2. I don't know if he's going to be willing to cut Nicole. I think he probably feels that Nicole is playing the better game actually, but obviously he took Derek, who played the better game last time and ended up losing for it. Will he make the same mistake again? Because I think within the house, I don't think the house guests see Enzo as a threat. I think they see him as the person we can drag along to the final 3 and then, let go of him there, or even to the final 2 and win the game against him. But I think on the outside, we view Enzo as one of the biggest threats in the game. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the jury sees when they articulate everyone's game. They sit down with Dr. Will and really analyse everything that's happened in the game. Maybe they'll realise that Enzo has played quite well so far, with winning a few comps, being under the radar. He hasn't made the biggest moves, but he's made moves and managed to still not have a target on his back, so he's obviously doing something right. But will Cody actually take Nicole or Enzo to the final 2? We'll see if he can make the same mistake again. Enzo went to speak to Nicole about the vote, and Enzo sold out Tyler, saying that during the hallway in which you go through the hallway to vote, Enzo said that Tyler was talking to him for 20 seconds trying to persuade him to vote out Nicole. We saw Christmas and Tyler go through with that plan, but obviously Enzo went rogue and decided to stick to the plan and vote out Danny instead of Nicole. Obviously that caused a lot of stir on social media, and a lot of people are pretty much done with Enzo now, but I think there's still quite a few people rooting for him, and we'll see if it actually turns out fair enough for his game. I guess it's put a lot of trust in Nicole for him and gave him another ally there, but Nicole's real loyalty does lie with Cody. But Enzo is obviously sort of like always the third man within all these big alliances. However, a lot of people have trust in him, and you know what? A lot of people are more likely to take the third man than someone that they don't trust at all, so I guess he's in a good position there. But at the same time, Enzo has pretty much sold quite a few people out now at this point, but nobody's really realised because everyone's got so much trust in him. But they discussed who they think they should send out the door, and Nicole was sort of saying, they think they should send Tyler out because he's coming across as a bit desperate now at the fact he was trying to get Nicole out. Obviously, Nicole wants a little bit of revenge there for someone trying to take her out. And, you know, they said that the worry is if they keep, they could maybe keep Tyler around because he will go for Memphis, because if they can take out Christmas, there's a lot of ifs here, but if they can take out Christmas, they can break up Memphis and Christmas, and then Memphis and Tyler will be going for each other whilst they sit there in the background. Either way, they think there's positives and negatives of both. We've just got to analyse it as the week goes on and see how the veto plays out. Enzo and Cody seem to be pretty worried how tight Christmas and Memphis are, so obviously they're leaning towards potentially taking Christmas out over Tyler, but they are worried Tyler's going to go rogue. There is a lot of scenarios to throw around, and just like I said at the beginning of this video now, this is literally chaos time now, guys. Everyone has to turn on their own allies no matter what, and things are sure going to get bitter, they're going to get chaotic. It's going to be very, very exciting, and I guess a lot of us have been waiting all season long for this, and I guess it's finally arrived, and we'll just see how this one turns out over the next few weeks. But guys, I'm going to throw it to you just for a second. Who would you like to see win the veto? Because in my opinion, I do believe that Tyler winning the veto would throw the house into chaos the most, because Tyler's sort of the only one that's sort of standing by himself now pretty much, because I think if Christmas wins, I guess people don't really need to show their hand, and if Tyler wins, people will have to turn on either Christmas or Memphis, and that would obviously throw the most rogue decisions into the house that would be possible, and people would genuinely have to turn on relationships there. So I think that would be the most interesting scenario, guys. But let me know in the comment section below who you would like to win the veto and obviously get evicted, and following on, who would you like to get evicted this week? Towards the end of the evening, all of the guys assembled in the HOH room, apart from Tyler. Obviously, they were talking about Tyler, but Memphis did tell Cody and Enzo that he is done with Christmas now. He's trying to keep up appearances, but he said after, you know, Christmas going rogue with the vote and everything like that, Memphis, to try and say it in the nicest way possible, guys, he said that he wants Christmas, he wants to tell her to go basically F herself. Obviously, he's not going to, because he's trying to keep up a steady and strong social game in his eyes, and as a result, he's basically got all loyalty now to Cody and Enzo, and I think he'd be happy to let Christmas go, but I think he'd rather Tyler go first. We've seen Memphis week after week get annoyed with people, and he just is on a sort of warpath when that happens. He gets annoyed with someone, he's like, you have to go no matter what. Obviously, he's taken his target David out now, so he's got to fixate on somebody else to take them out. And it seems as though, I guess Tyler's the one this week, but they all agreed that they've got to win the veto no matter what this week to ensure Tyler goes. They are both, well, all three of them are very, very worried about Tyler making it further. But they wouldn't be averse to Christmas going either, so it's not going to really harm either of their games or anyone's game, no matter who goes this week. I guess it's just really, because you have to show your hand now at the final 6, but I guess it just buys them another week of not showing their hand as much if Christmas stays around, so I guess that's why they're targeting Tyler. To conclude everything, guys, Cody has nominated his close ally Tyler, who doesn't seem that close anymore, alongside Christmas, who Memphis was tight with but is no longer tight with. There's lots of dynamic shifts, as we predicted, for the final 6, as everyone is beginning to turn on each other. Very, very exciting, guys. This is Big Brother. Expect the unexpected. Welcome to Big Brother, guys. Very exciting times. Let me know any of your predictions in the comments below. Who you think is going to win the game? Who you think is going to be evicted this week? Who do you think is going to win veto? Who would you like to win HOH next week? Anything Big Brother related, guys, drop it in the comment section below and have a good old conversation with a fellow Big Brother fan, and I might just join in as well, because I do love a good old conversation about Big Brother, hence why I'm TV Talks with Tom. That is all of your game updates for today, folks. Thank you very, very much, everyone, for watching. I thoroughly appreciate it. Obviously, this video is a bit later than usual today, but guys, better late than never, eh? I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I hope you've all had a fantastic Saturday as well, and continue to have a great Saturday. Thanks again, everyone, for watching so much. I massively appreciate you all. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and until your next live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.